So, my clear and simple vision for my life that I have had since before I even got my master's degree was that I just wanted to be doing something that was helping people who are suffering. I really wanted to do that, and I also had a desire to, in addition to being a therapist, I also, at an earlier date, had come to realize that I was very excited about the idea of being a part of creating Catholic information on the internet. Now, my forte is not in doctrine and blah, 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 blah. If I have a forte, it's my love of God, my love of scriptures, my ongoing spirit of trying to grow. I have acquired a certain amount of humility through my own finding that I have reason to be humble, and also through the 12 steps, and which I didn't go through all 12, but step 4, let's just say step 4 was really helpful. Thank you, Lindsay, my then sponsor. And so if I were to have an unfair advantage, my unfair advantage as far as I can tell right now would be that I truly, truly, truly love God, that I truly, truly, truly do want to help people who are suffering, that God has helped me along the way and I know it, that I'm willing to keep learning where I'm going wrong, that I have some awareness that there is that it is possible to think you're going in the right direction, and maybe you're not going in the totally wrong direction, but something is luring you too far in some aspect of the direction, which is what happens to me with YouTube. Sometimes I get very distracted by the YouTube crapola that goes with it, as opposed to it being a tool, a medium for me to do what I'm setting out to do, which is to help people, to bring people closer to God, to, help relieve suffering, help nourish and nurture humanity. I sound like I'm some great thing, but I'm not. I'm just great because I'm a human being, and we're all great because God designed us and we're amazing. And what does that all do? Well, it gives me the hope of knowing that God helped me be a therapist. If He wants, I believe that He does want me to use the desire to put beautiful things out there that help people. Use the JP2 version of looking at art as a way to bring beauty and meaning from what He has given me to share, to help others, to bring meaning to others, and to lighten their load and bring joy to their step, kind of thing. Something that has always appealed to me. A long time ago, thinking about becoming a therapist, I had a very funny picture in my head that was very, this wonderful person sowing joy, right? It didn't end up looking quite like that. It's much more interesting than that, actually. It's much deeper than that and much more wonderful than that as a therapist. And what I'm discovering with YouTube is that I'm very, very distracted by what will get views. And so I get very confused about what my niche is and what I am most able to do that is helpful for people. So I think at this point, even though I have all these other wonderful ideas and I can use them, okay, I've broken it up into the 3 channels that I have right now. I can absolutely put stuff on all of those channels anytime I want, but I want to start with creating things that are specifically helpful to specific people that are clients of mine that I have not gotten around to, along with handouts and things for them. And while I'm doing that, I want to be keeping a mind of finding the system or systems to make all of it easier. So there's skills, there's systems, there's all these things, but I want to start with as simple as possible. I want everything to be as simple as possible. Use the skills that I have, but also have an organized system that I am working with. So, one video at a time, but as they say, if you make each one, quote, better than the last. No, I'm not talking about making this video better than the last. So not so much comparing my current video to my last video or anything like that. Each one is its own gift from God as far as I'm concerned. Whatever He helps me put out there. But each little bit of effort that I put towards the process of putting a video out is going to be working on creating the system, creating a more effective and simple system. Ultimately, the goal being that I become able to easily put out content on some sort of a regular basis. I don't want any deadlines. I don't want any of that. I don't need the stress. I have a day job. But having the ability to put things out on a regular basis, more and more to a point where it's a good amount, maybe, I don't know. But first things being first, I've heard this a million times. I don't think I've ever done it this way, but the first thing that I want to do is make sure that I'm beginning each video by first deciding on an idea that hopefully there is something about the title that is searchable, and creating a thumbnail that is, related to that, or related to what it is that I'm about to deliver, and then making sure that within the first 30 seconds, maybe even 10, 20 seconds, that I make it really clear in the video what I'm delivering in this video, so people know they've got the right video, that they can stick around a little bit longer. And I want to make sure I do deliver it. I want to make sure that I have my clear points and think through how I'm going to word things in advance, do a little bit of a run through with some index cards, and have a chance of putting something out that is going to be simple and clear and brief and concise and understandable, not confusing, that people walk away with something. Okay, so that's, very important for the title and thumbnail to make it possible for people to find it and be interested enough to understand what's in it and click on it. So that's kind of a beginning point. And even backing up before that, because I'm beginning with my clients and because this will also help me collect emails, before I even begin any of what I just described, creating a handout of some sort of a thing that will eventually become a freebie, but I'm designing it for the purpose of a specific client who needs it, that is, a current person or a recent person who I still can send it to, where I am providing value to a human being immediately, giving them an opportunity to use it. And also, I can also ask them for feedback because it's a new handout. So then also, another thing that I need to be able to do before I really get going here is learn again, how do I set up in Flowdesk, how to do the freebies. And also I want to look at Substack for how to bring over email addresses, and then also start a free monthly newsletter. I mean, it doesn't necessarily turn out to be monthly. It's whenever I put something out that's newsworthy, okay? So whatever's newsworthy, maybe a few words of inspiration to go with it about what's going on in these videos. Maybe I'll throw in some other resources, who knows, that have nothing to do with me. I have no idea what I'll do. But that's a whole other fun thing. And that's the thing is, this all needs to be simple and easy and fun, because if it's not simple and easy and fun, it's just not going to be sustainable. I can't add stress to my life. It's not that my life is terrible. It's just that it's very full. And so if I'm adding stress, I'm not adding value to myself. And ultimately, I won't be able to consistently add any value to anyone, including my family. And, priorities here. And prayer is also, I have to begin everything with prayer. So backing up even further, I have to begin everything with prayer. I need to work on that habit of beginning everything with prayer, making sure I get my rosary, my personal private rosary done every single day. And, because that's a very meditative thing that it not only calms me and gives me an opportunity to do something that's in obedience to God, because Mary asked us to do that. And also it helps me open up to the Holy Spirit. Mary does that. And the Holy Spirit comes flying in wherever she is. And I want to be guided by God. What's very telling is that I'm putting this last here, is that I tend to focus way too much on how I'm going to do it, thinking about it and figuring things out. And I think God gave me the brain to be able to do that and everything, and that's nothing wrong with that. However, if I'm relying upon myself to the exclusion of God, that's not good. Absolutely not good at all. So anyway, so gotta remember that I am here with Jesus and Mary, wanting to serve the suffering and help people thrive and live joyfully and feel nourished and be able to live in their gifts, whatever those gifts may be, and to do it with being able to enjoy using my own gifts, the gifts that God has given me, the gifts that are the interests and things that He has given me. I mean, I'm not like great at anything that I know about that I'm like, ooh, nothing really. But you know what? I really enjoy art and music, both as a person to appreciate these things and as a person to create these things. I just don't spend a lot of time on it. And I want that all to eventually be a part of the process, a part of what I'm doing. I don't know. It's going to be up to God how this goes forward. But little by little, I want to, begin with serving my clients and taking care of myself. And not necessarily in that order. And taking care of myself begins with me being close to God. And taking care of my clients begins with me being close to God and helping them get closer to God. So anyway, so that's what I'm thinking about today. So anyway, if I end up posting this, I just hope you have a great day. And I hope that you take time, lots and lots of time, however much time you need, to spend time with God and let Him show you what is He calling you to. And, begin with prayer always. All right. Bye-bye.